Hi, I'm Shurwayne Winchester, and this is my OMG interview. Lots of work took place within the time frame. I haven't had the chance to come and visit the family at OMG, but I'm thankful to God. A lot of shows outside. I'm pushing the brand of Shurwayne Winchester, also pushing the envelope of the soca music. As we know, we're always trying to break new ground, trying to convert new persons to loving the art form, and trying at the same time to reinvent yourself. As we like to say, after a period of years, been there, done that, what's next? Or what's the next thing to happen to the product? And that product I was speaking about is Shurwayne Winchester. So I've been working, of course, performing on stage, but a lot of work behind the scenes on the business side of things has been taking place. Well, the industry, as we love to say, is still developing. It's still fragile. Basically, if you want to be real and honest with yourself, most times we're performing to the same markets. It's the tour that we love to say we're on. It's the same marketplace you're going to. So let's say that you have Tunapuna as a market, Port of Spain as a market. Most times over the period of the years, after Carnival in Trinidad being the main market, we head to these prospective markets, which is Tunapuna, Port of Spain, Sawa. I'm just using that as an example. But there is a change that took place where many of the acts started, as we say, reinventing ourselves and trying to dabble in different music, allowing us now to go to different places. So in being realistic now, we're talking about places like Brazil, places like Germany, places like Panama, places like India, and trying to actually find that sound that you need to get these people to embrace the music a lot more. Now, they love the music, they love the soca as we have it, but that new sound, that addition of the EDM tones and the lyrical content being a lot more open than just related to Trinidad and Tobago, allows persons outside of that diaspora to accept it because they understand it more, the words we're using now, the topics we're singing about. And then there's the business side of it where you have to know your work, you have to know about the contracts, you have to know about, of course, from the cut side of it, your royalties, your percentage, and also making reinvestment in the brand and the product of yourself. So I'll give you an example. Shurwayne Winchester 10 years ago, or let's say 7 years ago, would be get to this at night, you work on your songs, writing it, you pen your song, you go to the studio, you produce the song, and then you get with the band, you rehearse, and then you hit the stage and you perform, and that's a wrap. Now there is teaming up with different writers, going to the studio, sometimes 3 and 4 different studios for one song, because you want to find a particular sound, not the song, a particular sound, that international fat heavy song that could play across the board. And in searching for that, you start then dissecting yourself. Okay, yes, I'm going to do a song for my home of Trinidad and Tobago, or if you're an artist from the West Indies, your prospective islands, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, wherever it is that is doing the soca music. Yes, you're doing a song for that market. However, what is next? How do I get my name beyond that horizon? How do I get my name to cross that timeline and that barrier of Ash Wednesday? It's over. So you start looking for that sound, and in doing that, the lyrical content changes, the rhythm changes, because you're now interacting with so many different players and producers all over, all trying to get a big international sound that can be accepted. And in doing that, there's a growth that takes place that you're proud of. Then you go behind the scene even further than that, and then you understand, why am I just performing for promoters only? Why can't I invest in my product and be a promoter? Not because you just want to you woke up a morning and decided, I just want to have my own show. No, it's because you want to offer something to your fan base, something unique, And in the carnival rush, most times you have 2 or 3 bands on a show, and you have a host of individual acts, which then limits you to 45 minutes to an hour on stage. And within that time, really, if you want to offer the best to your fans, you can't really show them, give them a show. So you come on stage with a song, you have the lights, and you have all that needs to support that particular song to give them like a theater, a live production. And in doing that, the artists start promoting their own shows. So you have Shurwayne Winchester in concert, you have Marshall in concert with his event, you have Kess in concert, you have Desha doing her stuff. And so now you have the acts becoming their own producers and promoters as well. And you have the various events. So under Shurwayne Winchester, which is SW Limited, you have Tobago Love the Experience, which is held in Tobago. And that basically takes place in December, the 1st, I think it is. If I'm incorrect, please, my committee, don't be upset with me. You have Addiction, the all-inclusive breakfast party, which is held at my home in Arima. Then you have Fun Day, where we go to all the schools in Tobago and approach them to encourage the students to increase, improve on their grades, improve on their behavioral pattern, manners, and respect. And as a result, you win tickets to come to Fun Day, where everything on the inside is free. You just enjoy yourself. So it's a way of giving them that incentive to become a better citizen. That's what I want to say. So the acts are now going beyond the realm of just being on stage and recording. So, and that's how it's supposed to be, giving your fan base the true meaning of what a fan's supposed to be, because it's no longer just saying, I love that artist because of this song, and that's it. You could love your artist for different reasons, and maybe the non-profit organization they're associated with, the events that they put on, you see that they showcase, they really care about their fans, that you always push to give a better show, not only on performing on stage, but from the time you go to purchase your tickets, the reception that you get, the cleanliness of the venue, the aura of the event, how it feels when you enter. You could know when someone appreciates you, and we are now on that level where we're pushing for that. It's the greatest thing to see the acts now pushing out in the volume that we have them going. And if we're honest with ourselves, throughout the years, I remember when I came to Trinidad, I think Steve Seeley and was then with Traffic. When I came, he wasn't there at the time. It was Eddie and Eric. But it's the same thing you were hearing. You're hearing comments of how many new acts coming into the art form, and it's a cycle. So just as these new acts are coming, eventually a new crop of artists will be coming, and those acts will be sitting where I'm at, looking on and saying, okay, what is the next game? What is the next play? And giving the advice that we have to. So in my saying, what I would give them as an advice is, 1, be extremely humble, because the game is not for the swiftest, but the person who endures to the end. And it doesn't take you being on stage to be surviving. It takes a total 360-degree package of being a good act when you go on stage. Regardless of the song you could have a great hit, and the very next year you don't have a hit, but your performance is what will carry you. When you go on stage, how you deliver the tracks that you have, your personality on and off stage, because that will allow you to work with different producers. Some would have no moral, some would have moral, and of course, according to how you interact with them, it will give you longevity. Learn the business behind the business. Don't base your life upon the success of a season. You have to be more than that. Go outside as we're doing now and explore the range of your voice, the genres of music that you could touch on. And as Iowa George, I will always give him the thanks to that, told me, invest, diversify, get your hands into different businesses, understand who you are and what you could associate yourself with, give back. And the main plaque in gold that stands before all of that and will stand at the end of it, if you don't know that you are just a vessel and everything coming out of you was given by someone greater than you are, all that glitz and glamour and the enjoyment on stage, you are just the vessel. The true boss and the artist, the person, the puppet master, the real deal, the head honcho, the big man, Almighty Father God is the one in charge. And if you don't know that, the greatest of the great you will see fall. So understand that, give him his praise and thanks, and then go on stage and enjoy what you do. Be thankful. Be thankful. I came into the game, and as we like to say, pay my dues. I remember walking home after shows and believing sometimes that I'm getting a raw deal. You always believe you're getting the messy end of the stick. Things happen, years that you thought you should have won a competition, or at times you release a particular song that you know in your heart is a big song, but you're not getting the play or the support, and you believe that, oh my gosh, the world is going to end, my song isn't playing and all of that. And then you can become bitter, you could get frustrated. And if that happens, then you lost. The elements that we love to say working against us, they won. But if you're thankful and you understand, there will be good times and there will be bad times. Just like the sun and the moon, there's a time for both of them. The sun comes up in the morning and shines, and the moon knows I'm going to relax. And at a particular time, the moon comes up and shines, and the sun knows I'm going to relax. Your turn will come. As sure as the sun rises, if you're putting in the work and you understand who you are, develop your craft, that uniqueness of who you are, your turn will come. And remember to say thanks to the producer. Remember to say thanks to the producer. Remember to say thanks to the fans who are supporting you. Remember to say thanks to yourself for the work that you put in. And say thanks, most importantly, to the Almighty Father for the blessing of life. I think we got that blessing in so many ways lately, that you're on stage and you're performing, and the time is really not yours. You don't dictate it. You're not the maestro, and you're pushing behind your future, your career, and not knowing that a decision that could be made in the wink of an eye, and it's just short-lived. So for me, my lesson is just to the everyday man on the street, just say thanks, because we're not in charge of our destiny. You do your work, but there's a bigger play going on, and show the appreciation, and it comes back. Give back. Find a way to something. It doesn't have to be cash. It could be in a deed you do. It could be in talking to someone. It could be opening the door for someone else, and it doesn't have to be in the same forum in the entertainment field. It could be just showing the appreciation, because as the song says, appreciation based on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Appreciation is one of the most important things, and we all feel that. Someone did something for me, not even affiliated with entertainment, and the lady came out. I am stranded for a flight abroad. I don't know anybody there, and the lady comes up to me and she said, Mr. Winchester? I said, yes, miss. She said, you won't know me, but she called about 3 different names. I know this person who knows this person who knows you, and you did so by so for them. And honestly, I said, miss, honestly, I don't remember her now. She said, it's okay, but I just want to say thank you. Here's a boarding pass. And I'm like, wow. And in different ways it happens. Sometimes you get into with things and you believe, we like to say, I real lucky. That's not luck. It's because of something you did or your parents did that assist you, or your mindset, just being receptive. And now for me, it's happening more and more and more. And the more you understand it and you appreciate that you know what it is, it's like you put yourself in the line of a flow energy. And that channel is just flowing straight down the line, and you're right there, and it's flowing straight through you. And you feel it. You wake up in the morning and something is different. Everybody going through this stress. The economy is bad. Everyone feeling it. So I'm not taking the show. Nah, I'm working for that amount of money. And then you meet the promoter somehow, some way you met the promoter. And in conversations, they show you what they're going through. And then you said to yourself, and next time one comes through, and you said because of the conversation with promoter A, promoter B comes. And you said, here what? How much patrons your club hold? Well, I could do so and so, I could do 200, 300, 400, 500 persons. But the budget I have is so and so. I would do the show because of our fans. I would do the show. And you go and you do this performance. And the amount of things come out of that one show. So it's just an ongoing lesson. It's just an ongoing, it's like you could never stop learning if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to humble yourself, and if you're able to turn off the ego of the individual that takes the stage and just switch him off when he comes off. Because Shurwayne Winchester on stage is not Shurwayne Winchester off stage.
5 years he's had this success, and this year it didn't happen. And he came here every year and was so sure of what he knows and what he sure it is. And it was hard to see him struggle with what happened this year. Everything I was so sure about, you know, and this year he's having that moment where questioning yourself and questioning what you do. And so it's been, but you don't know what you say there. So I'm hoping that some of the stuff you say.
I could give you the best example. Shurwayne Winchester won, I think about 6 titles I have. And I'll never forget this. So 98.9 playing songs. And hear the ignorance of young Winchester. If the DJ asks, if the announcer asks, name the acts that you are sure will come out to one of the great songs of the season, I bet my name will call. I remember that day to the T. The following year is the worst I've ever had it. Because you know why? I believe I was in charge. I get so comfortable in the hits flowing, song after song after song. Anything I pen, it hitting. Song after song, until you start believing that you are the real master, you are the one doing this. And it's not you. There's no way I could get the songs that are coming to me now, that is now returning to me. I know there's no way my imagination could take me to the places, because some of the places I haven't seen. Some of the things I sing about, I have not experienced. And the creativity that it takes to blend, okay, let me correct that. To blend the creativity it takes to bring a good song. I'm not talking about a fast food song. I'm not talking about just a jump and wave just for the carnival. I'm talking about a song that lasts yet for time. That generations, like the Bob Marleys. If I have to talk about our soca industry, like the Kitchener and the Sparrow, that have a song for every single occasion, that songs that you could use and have children singing about education. The person that penned that, that is not you. That is a blessings that you get. That is a gift that God saying, son, here, hold this. And anytime you lose sight of that and believe that you're in charge, you're saying that, well, I'm the one that really own this talent. So I learned the hard way, and many times I talk to acts and I tell them, bro, if you want the key to your success, be humble. You could put this on camera. I was called to talk to some students to go into the schools, and I welcome doing that. I do it in Tobago, I do it in Trinidad. So Shurwayne Winchester, as much as people know, Shurwayne were cool. Some people think I'm antisocial because they don't see me liming much. It's just my personality. I'm a quiet personality. At times, somewhat, I would think I'm an introvert at times. But basically, the things that I like, honestly, persons might find it quite boring. If there's a river next door, I would go and sit down and just take in the sound of that. If there are bamboo trees and nature, I love that. That's the things that I like. And I'm not going to try to fake that I'm someone else to please a fan base, because that means I'm disrespecting you. You really don't know who I am. So if you want to appreciate me, just say you're a fan, then appreciate who the individual is. Hey, do you hear the songs that he wrote? But you know what I like? This man is so quiet and he's cool and he's that's the person that I'm off stage. But to get to the point, so I went to the school now. I decided to go with the first car that I own is a B14. I have a Range, I have a Chevrolet Captiva, I have a Chevy Cruze, but I wanted to go to the school with a B14. And when I entered the school, you could sit here and go, that is the car he's driving? Because the idea of success is what you have, instead of the personality that is doing the act. It is believed if you drive the best cars, if you wear the biggest chains, if you have the biggest watch, the most expensive shoes and garments, it means that you are successful. It means that you're living life and you're doing it and you're a great person, when that's not the case. You could be as simple as you wish and be the strongest movement, an incredible force. And sadly, in the West Indies, most times, that's what we portray. When you go outside, when you go to Dubai, and you're able to see some of the chic and see some of the multi-million and billionaires wearing a t-shirt and a jeans and going in and showing you the appreciation for the simplest things in life. So when I went into the classroom, I started talking to them and telling them about who I am and so on. And I allowed them openly to ask questions. And one thing is, I thought you were a big star. I said, so why you doubt that I'm a big star? But you driving a B14, I see so have a B14. And I showcased to them that, that's the first car that I own. I was working in Royal Castle, I came down to Trinidad and I started singing. And I was able to earn enough on my own without the support of my parents, without doing any incorrect or unlawful act. And I raised the funds and I went to San Fernando and I purchased that B14. And it represents a time in my life. It represents where I came from. And if I am true to myself, then I wouldn't fake to you, a fan, to say, well, okay, I made it now and I have the best of the best. So as a result of that, I think they understood the concept. Well, I hope I got through to one or two that the wealth and the items that you have does not mean that you're successful or you're a great individual. Let your heart be true. Nobody's perfect. What I'm saying is, don't let what someone has dictate your impression about them being great or successful, because you don't know what they did to achieve and get these things. And someone who cares about themselves simple doesn't mean that they're not successful. It means that what they value is different to what the world values, where everybody else wants the blings and the whatever. You're just simple. It doesn't mean that you're any less. Don't let items be the deciding fact of who you deem being successful. And that's it. But the challenges that you face in life is the preparation stage. It's like a cocoon. It builds you for the next round. And if you're going through and you're just successful and you're not meeting any adversity, believe me, when it comes, you will not be able to stand. So when things happen, you're in the industry, on a particular year you're not getting a hit song, rally through it the same way you had the power song, that hit song. Put a smile on your face and understand, this is it. This is what I have. This is the meal in front of me. What am I going to do? You're gonna sit down and cry over it? Or you use what you have and let your performance rise? Because if you don't have a big hit song that season, you can't just run out on stage and the crowd go, ah. No, you have to work. You have to perform. And in so doing, you then develop that side of you. You become a better performer because you understand the year that I didn't have a hit song, I was able to maintain the stage. I held my crowd. And your true fans will appreciate it, and you will grow as an artist. You will grow as an entertainer. You will appreciate when you get that big song, and it's easy runnings from there. Yo, your boy Shurwayne Winchester here, the OMG Time OMG interview, and I'm talking about my upcoming album that will be released on August 18th. The album is entitled Shurwayne, Shurwayne, and it's an album that you need to have in your collection. This will be my 9th album, okay, my 9th album. This album is a 14-track album with collaborations on it. You have Vegas on it, we have System 32, we have Atumpan from Africa, we have DJ Septic from Europe. It's a quite diverse album that showcases the range of your artists here. Shurwayne Winchester showcases different genres of music that you're gonna get on it. And all those who've always said that, I love Winchester's voice, I wanna hear what he could do. You need to get this album. I'm heading to Toronto for the Caribana weekend, and it's also the official release album party that will be held there on the 18th of August. So I'm heading up in about 2 to 3 days for about 7 shows, and I'm going to be doing the release party there. From there, I'll be heading on the Shurwayne album promo tour, which will be heading to Las Vegas, we'll be heading to Jacksonville, of course touching on Miami, St. Croix, of course Toronto. We're kicking it off with Toronto, return, and then I think it's Tortola. For all the other destinations, you could check out www.shurwayne.com. That's www.shurwayne.com. And for all the social media information, of course Instagram, Facebook, just do a search Shurwayne Winchester or at Shurwayne. Remember, album on the 18th of August. You know some of the songs already, and it's a well-packaged album, 14 tracks. You must have this album in your collection. Yours truly, Shurwayne Winchester, sending God's blessings to each and every one of you. Love you.